This is your investigative report, Fred Snoop, reporting live from the Sea of Galilee. I have learned from sources close to the alleged Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth, that 2 of Jesus' alleged miracles were witnessed by someone other than his 12 apostles. Excuse me, sir.
Yo, ho, ho, and a bottle of beer. Did you say something?
Yes, I am an investigative reporter. I'd like to ask you some questions.
Well, heave-ho, let's have 'em.
Was that a seafarer's song I heard you singing?
Yep, yo, ho, ho, and a bottle of beer.
Isn't that supposed to be yo ho ho and a bottle of rum?
Who can afford rum in this recession? You didn't come here to ask about a song. You gonna ask a real question, or do I have to give you a taste of my cold steel, landlubber?
Are you a pirate?
You bet, your main skull.
You are a pirate on the Sea of Galilee.
You deaf, landlubber? I said I was a pirate. You doubting my word? Am I gonna have to carve you up in a little piece and feed you to the sharks, boy?
No, sir. It's just that I didn't think a pirate could make a living on the Sea of Galilee.
Actually, pickings is pretty slim here. That's why I'm letting you pay me for this interview. Are you going to pay me for this here interview? Aren't you, Surgeon Breath?
Pay you for an interview? Why, yes, of course, I'll pay you.
Well, how much?
Every penny I own.
Good. Let's get on with it then. I'm a very busy man. Here's a rowboat just offshore there that need to be pillaged and scuttled.
You pillage rowboats. Tell our viewers about the alleged miracles of the alleged Messiah.
Bilge Breath, if you keep alligating, I'll slit your gillard gizzard.
Yes, sir. Tell us about the miracles.
The miracles just happened just the way them boys said.
When did you witness these miracles?
Just before I took on the skull and crossbones.
Before you became a pirate.
You knew around here, huh, boy? Of course it was before I became a pirate. My boat was for hire. I was carrying that Jesus fella and his 12 friends.
The apostles.
Who's a-telling this here story, you or me?
Sorry. Keep going.
I was a-sailing from one side of the Sea of Galilee to the other. Jesus fell asleep as soon as we waved anchor. Suddenly this big squall came up.
Gale force winds. Sorry. Continue.
Darn near capsized the old tub, but she righted herself and we was carried in all directions by the wind. Near 60 knots, I reckon. Black as night as it was. Hopelessly lost as we was. That's when we woke up Jesus. He raised his hands and cussed out the wind. Quicker than the squall came up, it was a-gone.
And were you awestruck?
Heck no, I was ticked off. I darn near knee-hauled him.
But why? You were in danger of losing your life. Hopelessly lost.
Yeah, but at 60 knots, we was 2 hours ahead of schedule.
About the second miracle you witnessed.
That was some time later. This Jesus stayed behind and sent his friends.
You mean his apostles. Go on.
He sent them on ahead on my boat. Later, Jesus came alongside.
In a rowboat.
Nope. He was walking on the water. The hem of his tunic never even got wet.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, at first, I didn't think much of it. I see lots of stuff like that after a few sips of rum. But when one of Jesus' friends, the one that there with the big mouth...
That would be the Apostle Peter.
Yeah, the one with the big mouth steps off the boat and walks on the water too.
Then, you were awestruck.
No, I was ticked off.
But, why?
Now there are 2 passengers who weren't paying passage.
Are you sure it wasn't the rum that caused to see these things?
Ever hung by the thumbs from the yardarm, shark bait?
Sorry.
I seen it all with my good eye.
So, you saw Jesus and Peter walking on the water and you were angry.
I was gonna knee-haul them both. But then the loudmouth, one began to sink. Jesus grabbed him and they both came on board. Then I was happy.
Because Jesus proved himself to be the Messiah.
Nah, because Jesus was on board for only half of the trip, but paid full price. Excuse me, I have a rowboat to pilgrimage.
Now back to the studio.
Based on a play by Bob Snook, Conditions for Use. Do not sell any part of this script, even if you rewrite it. Pay no royalties, even if you make money from the performance. You may reproduce and distribute this freely, but all copies must contain this statement.